Hello students, here we are going to learn about the oxidation of the alkenes. So if you want to compare, then usually alkenes get more easily oxidized compared to that of the alkanes. If you take a carbon alkene containing same number of the carbon skeleton, then alkene are the one which will get easily oxidized. So first is I will write combustion of the alkene. Combustion of alkenes. The reaction is very simple. You take any alkene, I'll take the simplest one. This is ethene, and in the presence of air or the oxygen, okay, air or oxygen, what we get is a carbon dioxide and water, right? So to balance this, I'll put 3 and 2 and 2 over here, yes. So hydrogens are balanced, yes. So this is the reaction. So over here, there is a oxidation of the alkene, and this is considered to be the oxidation reaction. Now next reaction is I'll just make this way. Oxidation of alkene using KMnO4. Okay, there are two ways by which this alkene can be oxidized using KMnO4. One is cold KMnO4, that is here I will write cold and dilute KMnO4, that is potassium permanganate. Okay, and this is concentration is 1% KMnO4. So usually what happens is that let's take this alkene, simplest alkene, CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, I'll take this type of alkene. Let's understand all the differences. So here I add KMnO4. The product what we get is like temperature should be, conditions of the temperature should be between 298 to 303 Kelvin, and what we get is CH3, CH2, CH2, OH over here, OH, then MnO2 plus potassium hydroxide. To balance this, I'll put 3 over here, then I'll put 2, then here this is 3, then this is 2, and then what is required to balance? How many potassium? Yeah, need to put 2 over here. And this is balanced chemical equation. But what we have to see is alkene is getting oxidized. Like I am getting a propane 1,2 diol. This is what the alkene, like 2OH, any hydrocarbon, any alkene, any alkene having, it should be a aliphatic. 2OH, this is called as a glycol. Okay, general way of representing a glycol. This is a glycol. Now over here, the oxidation of alkene using KMnO4, this cold and dilute KMnO4 is also called as a Bayer's reagent. Bayer's reagent means Bayer's reagent is KMnO4, 1%. It is very dilute and it should be cold. Right? This is the reagent which is used to identify the unsaturation, like whether the given compound there will be a unsaturation, whether there will be a presence of the double bond or the triple bond, that is to be identified. Now this KMnO4, the test is this KMnO4 which is there, this is purple in color. This is purple in color. Means what happens whenever this KMnO4 is added, like the thing in chemistry is that we have to depend totally, or what I'll say is the most of the times we have to depend on the color change. Okay, this reaction, like how we will get to know that particular reaction is happening. Okay, it is everything about the color change. We have to look, oh, there is a change in a color, so there is some reaction taking place, right? And the further conclusions could be made based on that. So here the KMnO4 is a purple one, and when we add it to any alkene, what happens is that due to this reaction, okay, unsaturation, and what we get is there is decolorization. Okay, decolorization of the purple color, whatever purple color you have added, that will decolorize. That itself tells that alkene has oxidized. And KMnO4, this is the purple color, this is the purple color. So what happens, that just decolorizes. This solution will be a colorless one, and this tells that there was a presence of the double bond or the triple bond. This is a test for the presence of the unsaturation in the compound, means whether there will be a double bond or the triple bond. Next is oxidation with hot and a concentrated KMnO4. So what I'll do is show you the reaction, what happens whenever it is next is using KMnO4, that is using KMnO4 only, that is B, that is hot KMnO4. And this KMnO4 should be concentrated one, right? So these are the conditions. Whenever we use this type of conditions of the KMnO4, the products what we will be getting is a completely different. Let's take an alkene. Like this is the alkene, the simplest alkene which I am taking, CH2, and this is the CH2, and it is oxidation. Oxidation is done in the presence of KMnO4, and this is concentrated one. Okay, the condition is this is hot. Okay, here the reaction, here the condition of the KMnO4, it is hot. What we get is carbon dioxide and the water. To balance this, what I will do is I will put 2 over here, 2, and here I will put 6. Okay, 6O. So here, if it is a alkene, like depending upon what type of alkene we are using. Okay, this is the simplest alkene which we are using. We are getting a carbon dioxide and water. Let's check if I am taking this type of alkene, CH3, CH3, and here it is CH2. So I'll just put this, and if I do the oxidation with the same reagents, okay, I am right, putting the same reagents over here, the thing what we are going to get is that is ketone. You are going to get a ketone plus carbon dioxide and water. These are the reagents which you are going to get over here. Then to balance this, I'll put 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is the only balancing part I feel. The rest of the hydrogens are balanced. Okay, so like if we oxidize alkene, this type of alkene, that is 2-methyl propene, right? If we oxidize this, then we are going to get one is to be acetone and the other is carbon dioxide. Acetone. Right? These are the things. Now, third condition is about if the alkene is of the type in which it is in both side it is alkylated. Both side it is alkylated means here also I am taking this is to be CH2 and this is to be CH3. Okay, if that is the case, so what we get over here after this is a propanic acid and the COOH. So depends upon the alkylation, right? So here this part will get oxidized to the carboxylic acid, and this is the other part which is also getting oxidized to the carboxylic acid. I did not put oxygen, I guess. Yeah. Then how many oxygen? 4 and 4 oxygen, right? So here this is the thing regarding the oxidation of the alkene using a KMnO4, and it should be hot and it should be a concentrated. Okay, let us go for the next reactions. Okay, the important thing about this reaction I forgot to tell you is that with this reaction we can understand the position of the double bond, like where the double bond is lying. Like here at different types of the double bond, like here the double bond is lying at the second position, here double bond is lying at the first position, here this is the only double bond. If that is the case, we are getting a different product. So on the basis of this we can identify what is the position of the double bond in the alkene, and this is the application of this reaction. Okay, third I will write under this is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis of alkene. The word itself says, ozonolysis means something. Ozone, we need to add the ozone to the alkene. Means I will write a reaction over here. I will write the simplest reaction, general way of, I will represent this reaction generally, right? Like these groups could be any group. This could be a R group like methyl, ethyl, propyl, anything could be connected to it. Also same way for this also. Okay, if this is the alkene and if we are adding a ozone in the presence of inert solvents like CHCl3 or CCl3, we get a very unstable intermediate that is called as ozonide. Okay, ozonide looks this way. Like there is a carbon-carbon double bond, you can see that it will be located between this. Like here there will be one oxygen, here there is one oxygen, here there is one oxygen, right? So this is how you can like this is what the ozonide. Okay, this is called as ozonide. This is a very unstable and explosive intermediate what we get, and further this is reduced in the presence of zinc and the water. Now think what happens is over here is the cleavage. Okay, the breaking of the bonds takes place in this manner. Here this is how the bond is broken. Okay, this is how the bond is broken. And right, so what we get, the main product as over here is this C. Like here the bond is broken, in here there is one electron, we can consider there is one electron over here. I will show with this black pen. Here there is one electron and here there is one electron. So together they will form one bond. Means these two bonds I am keeping intact. These two bonds I am keeping intact. And what you get is the double bonded oxygen. One side. The other side you will be getting a similar type of thing. right? This is what you get at the other side, not hydrogens. I will just write this way. These are the things what you get at the other side. Means you are getting the two things. Means here the possibility of the product, is that we can get the both the products to be aldehyde plus aldehyde. Means I will call that to be only one product, aldehyde, or it could be a aldehyde plus ketone, and the other possibility is that both the products could be a ketone. Like depends upon what type of alkene you are taking. Means if I take this type of alkene, let's take this alkene, that is CH3 over here. Here there is C double bond, and here this is CH3, this is CH3, and this is hydrogen. This is a double bond. Now ozonide, where the ozonide will be formed? This is the alkene. The name of this alkene will be 2-methyl-butene. Further, if I do the oxidation, if I add a ozone, then what I am going to get is this oxygen over here, oxygen. Then this is CH3, CH3, and this is CH3 and the hydrogen. So bond cleavage is going to take place this way in the presence of the zinc and water. Here there will be a reduction. What we get is these two things, that is CH3O, right? And the other compound what I am going to get is CH3 double bond O. Okay, if it is very simplest thing, I will show you the short trick. What is the short trick of these reactions? So here, depending upon these two substrates, what are there present on these carbons, we get alkene. Like if this is a alkene, this type of alkene, then I am getting one product to be a ketone and one product to be a aldehyde. So here, whenever you see any alkene, you have to just break the double bond and put a one oxygen. Means here this is just a short trick and not a mechanism. Please make a note of this, like how to remember this reaction. This reaction is very simple. Like I take this alkene, let's take this alkene, CH3, then CH2, CH2, and I am putting a double bond little bigger only for you to understand a short trick. And this is let's say CH3, and this is the hydrogen. What is the simplest thing what you can do is over here you have to just break this bond like this, right? I'm just breaking. I have purposely drawn it so big, and here there is oxygen and here there oxygen I am putting, right? So these will be your final products. Okay, the question may be asked in such a manner, okay, these are the final products, then what is the alkene? You have to just connect them and remove that oxygen between that, right? So that is what the best thing we can do for this test. Oxidation of the, like ozonolysis of the alkene is very best test for detection of the double bond, the position of the double bond in the alkene, where exactly the particular double bond is present in the alkene, that is detected best using a ozonolysis reaction. So this is where I end with reactions, like oxidation reactions of the alkene.